Hi students. In previous class, we have discussed about what is Django, then what are the features like history we have discussed. And after that, I have told about what are client-side technologies, what are server-side technologies, and all these we have discussed. Like when we say about the client-side technologies, like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, then Angular, then React.js, DOM, document object model. All these are client-side works in browser. And server-side technologies means which are used to create dynamic web pages or dynamic sites. So dynamic web pages are controlled or managed by the web server in the server system. And server-side technologies or backend technologies are like PHP, JSP, servlets, then ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, Django, then the Ruby on Rails, Node.js. All these comes under server-side technologies. So yesterday I've told very clearly about all these. And when we say about Django, so Django is a framework, web framework used for developing websites. So Django framework is completely developed in Python. So it has Python files or modules. So latest version of Django is Django 3.1.4 is the latest version. If you want to see the latest version in djangoproject.com, we can see this. This is the official site of Django. So here you can see 3.1.4 is the latest version of Django. So here in my classes, I'm going to use the latest version of Django, and the latest version of Python is I'm going to use. And here while working with this Django, so compared with other server-side technologies, it is having the features here. Like now we are going to discuss about top 5 features of Django framework. So when we say about Django development, application development is fast. Okay, so compared with other server-side technologies, in Django website development we can do it very fast. Why? Because like for example, if you take Python, so Python is a lightweight software, lightweight language. Lightweight means write less, do more. So Python software foundation or Python community, so they have already developed hundreds of modules. So by using them, application development is done easily. And in Python, 90% of the code already developed. Only 10% we should give from our side. Okay. But in other languages, 90% plus 10% we have to do. Then it takes time. Okay. So in Django, 95% of the work is done. Only 5% we should give from our side. Only for giving 5%, then you have to learn Django for 2 months. And then you have to learn many chapters implementation. So when I'm explaining this, you may be having doubt why they left 5%. So for customization, for doing changes according to our requirement, so 5% we have to do. So to do 5%, like many students will think like Django is very difficult to learn, like it is not easy. Like some students may say like that. So in a Django, no need to do from the scratch. So everything is ready. But in other server-side technologies, 95% plus 5% we should do. So in that case, website development will take a lot of time. Okay, fast means application website development is fast because everything is available, everything is ready. And here you can see second one, that is fully loaded is there here. So in Django, like many features are already available, like authentication, then security, session management, then administration, Like all these are already there, already available. So when we say about like in Django project, 6 applications are loaded. Okay, applications means websites. So along with our website, whatever website we are going to create. Okay, like online shopping website or news portal or job portal or social networking site, anything. Along with our site, it will create 6 applications. So authentication application is there. It deals with creating users, managing users, like login page, registration page, change password, password recovery, all will be there in that. And the security is there to manage users, to give permissions. Then security is used. And next one is session management is there. Session management means if you want to maintain the data related to web pages or websites, then here we can use many things related to session maintaining information. And next one is administration is there. So here we'll get administration site. Like for example, if you are developing any website, then we have to create pages for visitor or guest. We have to create pages for user like customer or employee, and we have to create pages for administrator. So for any website, 3 users will be there, 3 different types of users: visitor or guest, user means employee or customer, and administrator, website administrator who maintains the site. So we have to create a few pages for visitor, because visitor will open the pages, will read the contents, close it. And next is while working with these websites here, like user will be there. User means customer or employee will will register, will log in, will access other important information. And the administration is there. So administration means a person who maintains the site. For that, like we have to create many pages for maintaining the data, for changing the permissions, all this. So like in any website, administration task is another big task, because if the website is having 20 pages, you have to create 20 more pages for administration, so to maintain the site. Okay, because administrator will delete the information, will add the information, will add new content in the page, deleting the unwanted data, then deleting the old users details, old payments details, many things will be there. Everything is done by the administrator only. Okay, so in Python, no need to create a administration pages like 15 or 20 pages, not necessary, because administration pages website is already there, that we can use it. And here we can see security is there. So in Django, we can implement security easily. We can implement. Okay, why? Because when we are working with these security options, like here we can work with SQL injection attack, like saying like how many users to access, like users in database should access, and cross-site request forgery. Cross-site request forgery means like in internet, like some people will do forgery of the request. So like taking the copying one request sent by the user and using a second time. So forgery means a request forgery, it is done. So Django should identify, a Django server should identify whether request is sent for the first time, or somebody is doing forgery, or somebody is doing it, so that we can identify here. Okay, and here cross-site scripting will be there. Okay, like cross-site hijacking will say. So cross-site scripting or cross-site hijacking means like entering in from one website to another website illegally, unauthorizedly, accessing the data, that we should stop. So we should see whether user is authorized or registered or not. Then only user should be allowed. So in real time, we can move from one website to another website. See, when you book tickets online, or when you work with some sites, like when payment details is done, when payments are done, then from that website you will move to banking site. Like we can say third-party website for payments. So in real time, we may move from one website to another, but that is authorized. Okay, some people, when they do fraud, like they will try to open another site, or they will give that link, payments link. So when users do the payment, it will not go to that concerned related bank. Okay, so that may be misused. All these issues will be there. So that we can stop with Django, and here we can identify whether robot is giving the values or user is entering the values. In many websites, we'll see this. Like it will ask, "Are you robot?" Mainly with payments. Whenever we are doing payments in that, in social networking sites, it is not necessary. Okay, but in news related sites, not necessary. Okay, but in banking sites, wherever we are doing payments, there it will ask, "Are you not robot?" Then we have to select, "I'm not robot." Then it will check whether user is entering details or robot. Robot means automated programs. They are automated programs. They will run and they will fill the form and they will submit it to the server. Automated programs, what they'll do is they'll fill the page and they'll submit it. So this will create unnecessary traffic in the network, and this may leads to crash the application. Your website or your application may crash because many automated programs will run in different systems, in different client systems, and they will create unnecessary traffic. It may not give, it will not allow users to enter the details. Okay, so some companies or some people wantedly they'll do it, so that the reputation of the business, reputation of the company will spoil. Okay, users may not get chance to work with the site. All these issues are there, and with the automated programs, a malware virus may be affected. Okay, so in Django, to check whether automated program or robot is working or user is entering the details, we can check, we can stop that. So to stop this, in websites we can see CAPTCHA is used. CAPTCHA is used to identify user. Okay, and next, image recognition will be there, like identifying the images with the trees or crosswalk, or identifying the images with the railway track, and identifying the images with the signals, and identifying the images with eclipse, like putting image in proper direction. Like all these will be there. All these we can work in Django. In Django we can implement. And here security we can implement easily with 1 or 2 lines. Not no need to write multiple lines, or no need to write big programs. And then when we are working with this Django, it has a scalability. Scalability means performance is very good. So at a time, thousands of users can send the request and they can get response concurrently, or at a time. At a time they can get the response. That possibility is there here. Okay, and when we are working with this, scalability here, when we are working with this scalability compared with Java, it is very good. See, when you see websites are developed in Java, like banking sites, like online payments, like online reservation, Tatkal reservations, all these, like we'll see, like it has less performance. Sometimes amount is deducted, will not get ticket. Like many issues will be there because lack of performance. It happens like that. But in Django, we can see good scalability. Okay, so performance is very good. When I'm explaining this, students may have doubt, like how can we say this? See, when you work with Java, in Java we'll write many lines of code. We'll write longer lines of code. We'll write hundreds of lines of code, or thousands of lines of code we'll write. Okay, let us say in Java, 100 lines program is there. So that program is converted to bytecode. Bytecode means intermediate code, or assembly language. Okay, that bytecode also will have same number of lines. If program is having 100 lines, bytecode also will have same number of lines. But we can reduce the statements by using functions. We can do that, and that bytecode is sent to JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and then we'll get native code or executable code. So if bytecode is more, bytecode means intermediate code, not binary code. So if bytecode is more, if it is having many lines, then it will take time to convert into native code or executable code. So coming to this Python. So when we say about Python, in Python we'll write less lines of code, shorter lines of code, less programming will be there, because 90% of the code is already done. Okay, so we have to call the modules which are already created. We can make use of the functions and we can use it. All this is done. Okay, so if I write a 10 lines program in Python, then it is converted to bytecode. Bytecode will also have 10 lines only. So if 10 lines bytecode is there, it will go to PVM, Python virtual machine, and then it will give a native code or executable code. Here in Python, less bytecode is there, like intermediate code or assembly language, middle level language. So if less bytecode is there, conversion is done very fast. But in Java, it takes time. That's why here performance is good in Python, because the Django means Python coding only. And here you can see you can develop versatile applications. So Django is not for one category of websites or applications. You can develop social networking sites. You can develop job portals, news portals, online shopping websites. And if you want to develop scientific computing applications, highly secured applications, which are used for ISRO, NASA, DRDO, ICRISAT, all these. And if you want to develop like applications for government organizations, websites for government organizations or private organizations, or if you want to deal with content management, working with information, then we can use Django. So whatever important top 5 features I've told, like all these are not my own features that I'm telling here. So all these are mentioned in Django project.com. They are already specified here. So when you see the overview here, click on this. Here you can see like a top 5 features it is saying here. Here ridiculously fast. Application development is very fast. And here you can see it is fully loaded. Fully loaded means it is loaded with all the features like authentication, security, session management, administration. All these are there. And here reassuringly secure is there. So in Django websites, we can implement complete security. We can use SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery. Then clickjacking is there, hijacking is there. All these are used. And next one is exceedingly scalability is there. Okay. So here scalability means here you can see it can meet heaviest traffic demands. Heaviest traffic demands means any number of users can send the request and can get the response. And it is incredibly versatile. So any type of applications can be developed, any type of websites can be developed in Django. So these are the top 5 features, important features that are specified by Django Software Foundation. And in yesterday class, as I said that, like here we are going to discuss about Mvc architecture, MVT and Mvc architecture here. So when we are working with Django, here we have to use design pattern. So design patterns we need to use it. So MVC is very popular. It is used in .NET, Java, and it is used in PHP, Ruby on Rails. It is used. And Django, in Django, we are using MVT, model view template. We are using. So when we are working with design pattern, okay. So design pattern means it works like a blueprint. Okay, it works like a blueprint. Blueprint means we can say final print. So in when any project is done, not only IT projects, like when you see any projects like irrigation projects, like related to water, all this, and when you take civil engineering projects, or when you take films, like film making film is also a project. Okay, so whenever we say project, then that project will start with perfect planning. So it will start with the pakka planning, like how to start the project, how to end the project, like how many days it is going to take, like all these they'll be having a perfect planning. So design pattern is like that only. So whenever you want to start the project with a perfect planning or pakka planning, okay, like how many days to finish all this, with a design pattern, it is possible here. So it is works like a blueprint. It will show like how to start the project and how to finish the project successfully. Okay, then it will show how to do the project step by step, one by one, or one another. Okay, and here it will show what problems are going to arise, then how to resolve the problem, how to rectify the problem, how to handle the problem. Okay, so in that case, this design patterns are very useful. Okay, like for example, in Django, we are going to use design patterns. We have to use design pattern. Okay, like when students learns some courses like core Java, advanced Java, or Python, or C++, when students learn some courses like languages, technologies, like faculty may not discuss about what are design patterns, like why they are used. Okay, all these faculties may not because as in some courses it is not required, like in C++, in basic Java, advanced Java, in .NET, in C Sharp, and in ASP.NET. Like it is not required, it is not useful. Okay, but when students learn the courses, faculty will give the notes, faculty will tell the programs, and faculty will tell how to do the project also. Okay, so based on that knowledge uh, given by the faculty, based on the notes, based on the programs, then they can do the projects. They can do live projects or real-time projects, and they are used in real time. They are used. Okay, so like when this happens, what is going to happen is they are following their own pattern. They are following their own way of doing the project. In real time, many are doing like that only. They are following their own pattern. They are following their own style. They are following their own way of doing the project. So they can follow their own pattern. They can follow their own style. Okay, because whatever information they are having, based on that they are doing the project. Okay, so when they are following their own pattern, when they are following their own way of doing the project, then if any problem occurs, then the project development will pause, like for 1 day or 2 days. Okay, because they are following their own way of doing the project, and if any problem occurs, then they have to find the solution for that problem, because in their own way they are doing the project. Okay, but here when you work with the design patterns which are already there, which are very popular, many design patterns are there, but they are not popular. Okay, so when you work with the design patterns which are very popular, like they will tell what problem is going to arise, then how to handle that problem. So design patterns which are already used, which are very popular, they will tell what problem is going to arise, then how to rectify the error. Like for example, MVC design pattern is there. In MVC design pattern, they will say that this problem is going to arise. To handle this problem, they'll say use another design pattern called dependency injection. Okay, they will tell this problem is going to come. For to handle that problem, you have to use another design pattern called dependency injection. That should be used. So when we use that, then the problem is rectified, and then we can do the project successfully. Project development is done. Okay, so design pattern means it will show how to do the project, and it will tell what problems are going to arise, how to resolve the problem, all these. So when we say MVC and MVT, other design patterns are also there. GOF is a gang of four, like that is very popular. And like MVC is there, MVVM, WCF, WPF, and MVT. Many design patterns are there. Okay, and like when we say about MVC and MVT, these are proved, and these are successfully used in IT companies for developing the websites. These are used in IT companies. These are proved, okay, and successfully used in IT companies. Successfully used in IT companies for website development. Okay, not for other applications. For website development, we are using this MVC, MVT, all these we are using. Okay, So like if anybody is following their own pattern, they can do that. So using their own pattern, using their own style will works for small projects. If the project is for 1 month or 45 days, if less people are working on the project, they can do it. Okay, so design patterns are very, very useful when we are working on major projects. If it is for 6 months, 1 year, and if it is for 2 years, and if many people are involved in the project, like 50 members or 100 members team, or if they are working on it, and employees in different places of the same company in different branches, like some people in Hyderabad, some people in Bangalore, some people in Pune, and if people, some people in US, if they're integrating and if they're working on it, okay, if they're integrating and if they are working on it, then design pattern is useful. Okay, so design pattern is very, very useful. We are working with big domains. Why? Because is when many people are involved, then there is a chance to have confusion. Okay, so they may have confusion, and they may not know like what where to integrate the code, and like many issues will be there. Okay, so without design pattern, if they are working on major projects, if many people are involved, then what they should do every day, they should have meeting. When they come to the office, first meeting. After meeting, then they'll start their work. And before leaving the office, they'll have meeting and they will finish the work. Okay, like this happens. Every time they should discuss and they have to communicate with one another, then they will have clarity. So without having meetings morning, evening, then they'll not have clarity. Okay, so with design patterns, the advantage is like work is separated. Like work is separated here because we can see layers here. 3 layers are there: model, view, template. So the work is separated into layers, into templates. Like here, project having 3 layers means 3-tier architecture. But nowadays we'll not use a 3-tier architecture. We'll use entire. Entire means more than 3 layers. So if you are using REST API, then it is another layer. If you are using web services in the project, then it is another layer. Okay, if you are using Angular, then it is another layer, like that. So it may, number of layers may increase. It depends on the frameworks, or depends on the technologies what we use. Number of layers may increase. But in MVT design pattern, we are seeing 3 layers here: model, view, template. So let us say here let us say 20 members are working on the project. So one person works on template. Sorry, if 20 members are working on the project, let us say 5 members works on template, 5 members works on view, 5 members works on model, and 5 members works on REST API, Django REST API, representational state transfer application program interface. Like these are like this it works. Like if Angular is there, some other people will work. Like this. Like if you are using web services in the project for payment gateway, or for sending SMS to users, or sending emails to users, we can use third-party web services. Like your company will pay money and will take access from the web service. Web service is also a program. Okay, so in that case, like many people will works on this. Okay, so with design patterns, with MVs or MVT, project development is easy, maintenance is also easy, because in MVC and in MVT we'll get folders. In the project, folders are created. In the folders, we are going to create files, and then we'll write the statements. We are going to give the statements. Statements are will be given. Statement. We are going to give the statements. Okay. So here, when we are working with model view, when we are working with this model view template here, so when work is separated into folders, files, then programmers will do their work easily. So without design patterns, if any company is doing major project, then like they have to create folders in the project. Manually they have to create. and they have to create files in the project to store the code. And another big task is deal is integration is there, like code written by the different programmers that should be integrated in one location. And at the time of integration, if any errors are there, they have to resolve, they have to rectify. So all these issues are there. Okay, so in this case, we have to go with design patterns. Okay, so in design patterns in MVC or MVT, we don't have any integration issues. Code can integrate automatically, communicate with one another, like a separate like 2 or 3 people will be there for writing integrating the code, and if any issues are there, then again rectifying. All these problems will not be there. Okay, so with the major projects, project development is very easy with the design pattern. So they will have full clarity like what they are doing. One will not interfere in another's other people's work, and all these will be there. And again every day, morning, evening, having meetings, discussing what you have done, what I should do, like where the code should be integrated. All these issues will not be there. And here when we are working with this design pattern, MVT architecture means this is the actual diagram what you are seeing on the screen. Okay, and here you can this we cannot discuss now, because now we are in the starting classes. And here this is a diagram for easy understanding. I'm using this. So in model view template, you can see 3 layers here, like template, view, then model is given. So template means we'll call it as HTML file. Template means HTML file, .html file. We can call this as a presentation layer, or we can call it as a user interface. Presentation layer or user interface. Okay, so in HTML file, we can use a CSS code. We can use like a JavaScript, jQuery, Angular. All these we can use. All these are used. Okay, and here when we are working with these templates here, yesterday I've told HTML files can work as static pages and dynamic pages. So in HTML file, if you are using template tags or template tag coding, in yesterday class I've told this. So in HTML file, if you write template tag, this is called a template tag. So this is used to access data from the server, and used to send also. And here we are using template tag coding is there here. So here we can see template tag coding, that is called Jinja 2 code is there. Okay, so in template tag coding, we'll write the statements to access HTML files, image files, then CSS files, media files, audio video files, and writing for loop, while loop. All we can write in template tag coding. In Jinja 2 we can write. Okay, so if HTML file contains this template tags or template tag coding, then it is treated as a dynamic page. Okay, so HTML file works as 2 ways: static page and dynamic page. So dynamic page means we can access the data from the server, we can send. That is done. Okay, and here view is there here. So view, we'll call it as business access layer or service layer. So it is used to store or used to maintain the values given in application or web pages. Whenever you want to store or maintain the values given in the application website, application means website, or given in the web pages, then we can use views dot like a view can be used. Okay, so to create a view, to create business access layer or service layer, then we have to this file is treated as a views.py. So views means a views.py. Okay, so in views.py we'll write Python code. Py means Python file. We'll write Python code. So in views, 2 types are there: function based views and class based views are there. So we can use them. And next one is a model is there here. So When we say about model, we'll call it as a repository layer or data access layer. So it is used to communicate with the database. It will take the data from the view and it will send it to the database. So model means here we'll call it as models.py, models.py. So again, it is Python file. We have to write the Python code. So in models.py, we are going to create a class. So that class is converted to table in the given database, in the specified database, like SQLite or MySQL or SQL Server, Oracle, or any other database. Model will communicate with database using ORM. ORM means object relational mapping. So instead of SQL commands, we can use we can use ORM here, object relational mapping. So in Python, we'll use SQL commands like select, insert, update, delete. But here we'll not use SQL commands. We'll use ORM. ORM means again it is Python code only. It is again Python code that is used here. Okay, so here template means HTML file. View means Python file. Model means Python file. So whatever values we give in template, values will go to views.py. From views.py, values will go to models.py. From models.py, it will go to the database. Again, to show values in template, from database, values will go to model, model to view, view to template. So here we are using three layers here. A template means presentation layer. View means business access layer. Model means data access layer. We can add, we are going to add other layers in the project. Not three layers, many layers will be there. As I said, we are working with entire architecture. Entire means more than three layers we are going to use. Okay. So in Django, we are going to use all this. And after this, we have to discuss about virtual environment. What is virtual environment? Then after that, we'll discuss about installing Django, then creating project, creating application, then running the application or website, then running the server. Like all these are there. Like all these, we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. In tomorrow's class, we'll discuss about all these things we are going to see in tomorrow's class. And students, if you are already registered, then I can send you the notes to your mail IDs, videos and recorded videos and notes I can send to your mail ID so that you can practice. Okay. So I'm stopping now. Tomorrow we'll continue with the other concepts like virtual environment, PIP, then installation, all these things we'll see in tomorrow's class. Okay.